In this video, I'm going to show you about the Seesaw Activities Center. So if you come over in your classroom and go to Activities, this is where some of the resources that you may have are going to be found. Otherwise, come over to Browse Activity Library. There's three different places that, or actually two different places that you can find activities. The first one is Community. The second one is the school. So those are teachers in our school that have created and shared activities. And then any activities that you find and you like, or activities that you create on your own, will be found in my library. So going back to the community, just kind of looking over at the top, if I drop down on my grade level, I can search for any grade level here. This is kind of nice because you can differentiate the instruction for different students in your class. So if you have a student that is advanced, you could go up to second grade and find a similar activity. Or if you need to go back down one level or two levels, you can do that too. And then you can assign it directly to that student or a group of students. So if I click all here and go to the next drop down, this is a list of all of the different subject areas that I can choose from. If I can't find the subject area on here, or I don't want to search by subject, I can leave it as all. And then over here, you can search specifically by an activity level. So if I wanted to search for a book, I can click in book, and this is going to bring me back a lot of different resources. And I will keep going and going and going with the resources. However, if I knew I wanted a book, but I wanted it for grade level of second grade, and you can see here 10,183 activities just for reading came back. So I can click on second grade, and now it's narrowed it down to 3,800, which is still pretty high. So if I knew I was just looking for something with Dr. Seuss, I can put in Seuss, and then these are the activities that are pre-made that came back. So if I click on which one doesn't belong, I can see that the students will edit this template, so they'll do that digitally. Here is the instructions, and it doesn't look like she recorded any instructions, but you can also record instructions. If this is an activity that I like, that I want to use, but I want to adjust it a little bit, if I click the heart, that adds it into my library. Otherwise, I can click assign, and then I can choose which class I want it to go to. And then this is where you could individualize the lessons. If I come to edit students, maybe I just want Braylon to have it. I can click on Braylon, click the check mark, and then click assign to one class, but only to Braylon. And I can check here because it says that it's only going to one student. To see this in my library, I'm going to come up to my library. Here's the activity, so I'm going to click on it. And then to be able to edit this, I'm going to go down to the three horizontal dots and click copy and edit. So now I can rename the activity. I can add in different instructions. I can also add in voice instructions. So if I click this, once I click the microphone, it automatically starts recording. So I would read the instructions, hit pause. I can listen to it. If I don't like it, I can click the X and I can start again. Add multimedia instructions or examples. So maybe I was going to record myself doing the activity so they could see it and then do the activity, or put up an example. And then here is the template. So depending on what you use in here, you can put in one video, you can put in, I think it's up to 10 pictures or like images like this. When I'm finished, I can come down and click Save. So now you'll notice that it changed from the other teacher to me. And I can come over and I can click Assign. So now I can assign this out to my whole class just by doing the check mark and clicking Assign. If I want to view what it's going to look like to my kids, I can click Back to Class. I click Add Response. Up at the top, I can click View Instructions so the student would be able to remember what they were supposed to do. So it says, mark the page with your answer, tap the microphone, explain your reasoning. Use the drawing tool and voice recorder to tell which one you think doesn't belong. Be sure to explain what you notice, what you wonder, and why. So then the students would come over here. They would pick the microphone to explain, and then they could grab their marker and X out which one they don't think should be there. And then the students would turn it in just like they would turn in any other assignment. So that is just a quick example of how you find an assignment, how you can save it to My Library, and then how you can edit it.